Okay, so at the center of it we have the Four of Discs, which is the Miser card, but it's in reverse. So it's saying don't be so stingy. You do have something to give, Aquarius, and give it. Yeah, even though you feel like you need to hoard it, you need to pinch your pennies. Don't give some of it away, and that's how you will gain more. It could also be, if you have enough and if you are feeling, you're just feeling like I need to save, even though you have plenty, that's when you need to give. On the other end of the spectrum is stop giving if you have nothing to give. Fill the well before you do that. Okay? So the Four of Discs in reverse could do either one of those. Like give because you're being stingy, or stop giving so much. You need to save some for yourself, please. Okay? So it depends on what side of the coin you are on that one. In the love situation, we do have the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Page of Discs. So I feel like some of you may feel really in love with someone, feel really connected to them, and be ready to give your heart to them, but they are just not in the space to receive it. They're dealing with some of their own issues and their own pressures right now, and even though you want to just give and lavish them with love and generosity, they can't see it, they can't take it in, they don't have the capacity right now. They just they're like thank you, but it terrifies them. It makes them feel super uncomfortable that you are just so ready and so willing to innocently give your heart to them in this just completely unconditional way, and they're not on the same level as you are. This can also be that you are just not ready to receive somebody's love, that they're just ready to be there for you, to be with you. They want to give everything they have to you, and you're not there yet. You're not there. So if that is you, if you're the one who is tied up in their own emotional strife, or in their own mental strife, then communicate with your partner. Communicate with, if this is a new beau, a new someone, then let them know. Be like, oh my gosh, it makes me feel super uncomfortable that you are giving me so much love because I'm just not there yet. Please be patient with me. If you care about them and you love them, then tell them that. Just say, please be patient with me. Please just give me some time to get to where you are. I value you, I love you, and I want to get there, but I'm just going through it. So just give me some time. Just give me some time. Not saying for them to leave, but just to understand that you're still rising to that level. Now, if you feel like you're never going to be there, or if you're sure of it, if you're never going to be able to reciprocate what they want to give you, then let them know. And let them go, and it will break their heart, but they will recover, and they will value you for being honest and clear. Okay? But yeah, and if you are giving your love unconditionally to this person, and you start to feel exhausted, you start to feel like you're giving everything you have, Four of Discs reverse, you're giving everything you have and you have nothing left to give, then that is time for you to do some self-care. To step back and be like, okay, I see that you're not receiving it. I love you. I'll give you your space. I'm pretty tapped out right now anyways, and I need to take care of myself too. So, patience, and slow and steady. In family, we have Page of Wands, Two of Cups, and Eight of Wands. So you could be coming into a contract with people in your family, and starting a new something or other, and you're gonna have lots of choices to do that. I feel like this has to do maybe with property, or you could be starting a business with another family member, and there's going to be a lot of work involved, but you're on to something. You've got it. You've got that spark. This is a good idea. This is going to bring in a lot of different options for you. So if you are getting property with family members, if you are starting a business, if you guys are venturing to support some cause. All of this is worthwhile and will definitely benefit you and everyone around you. So this is a good contract. This is a good meeting. Yeah, the biggest qualm with it is that you're going to have too many choices almost. You're just not going to know what to choose. So write down your pluses and minuses and see which ones add up better to benefit, you and your partner in crime over here. So, and I think it definitely will strengthen the bond of your family too. Then in career and work, we have the Two of Swords reversed, the Tower reversed, and the Moon reversed. I'm sorry, the Tower is not reversed. So there's unexpected shifts, and you are unaware of them. You didn't know like that this was truly going to happen. And it's going to bring up some deep-seated emotional things for you. So it could be like people might be getting laid off, and you could have heard an inkling. You could have heard what was going to happen, but you just didn't. You wanted to ignore it and deny it, and just be like, no, that's not going to happen to me, even though you were given forewarning that there's a good chance that you could be laid off. So if you hear something that you're just like, I don't really believe it, I don't think that's really going to happen to me, take it back. And even if it it doesn't happen, you should be prepared for it anyways. Okay. So if you hear like, they're doing major layoffs, or the store is closing, or let's see what else, something to do with career that you're just not expecting. They're going to completely change the branding of this, and that's going to change your job drastically, and you go, I'll believe it when I see it. That's fine. Just be prepared for it. Okay. Because there's a good chance that it will happen, and then you'll be like beating yourself up because you knew it beforehand, but you didn't believe it, and you didn't do anything about it, and you're like, I could have been one step ahead of the game if only I just listened. Okay. So you are going to be gifted with information, so use it. And then in finances, we have the initiate, the Hierophant, which is also known as the Hierophant, Temperance reversed, and then the Seven of Discs. So you're working on getting your finances in balance, and in some way I feel like you could be calling on this, it could be the bank, it could be, for some reason, like I even see like people benefiting from church programs or government programs, to help just get them out of a tough situation, and to put balance back in your finances. Because it's not that you're being lazy, and it's not that you don't have the work ethic, it's just it's not gelling together, it's not working, and you're not getting the fruits of your labor. So you might have to call in for some help, and that is just fine. That is a-okay. Don't feel bad about that. Don't feel humiliated about it. Absolutely not. That's why it's there. It's to help people like you who are working their butts off, who might be getting laid off at this time, and now you have to do unemployment. That's why it's there. There is no shame in that. Okay? We need to have a safety net, and if we don't have our own safety net, sometimes we have to look outside of it and see about our churches and our governments. Yeah, and that is okay. And that will help you get back on your feet and gain some more perspective so that you can go on. Another thing about the finance too, because I was just looking at this, is that if you are financially okay, and this shift that's going on in career is what's causing you to go into your family situation, and start a new business, or buy goats and buffalo and get a ranch in Montana, if could lead to that, which will cause you to need to get loans and shifts like that. But if you feel financially secure, and you're sitting there looking at everything you've worked for, and it's like you're like, well, now I just have this money. What's so great about it? Then you can donate. Yeah, there's that 4 of discs for you. You can donate your time. You could donate your finances, but I'm a big proponent in giving a little bit, even if it's just like 1 hour of your week, just to in bettering someone else's life. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. Okay, I got to read this to you again. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. Haven't I just been talking about giving and receiving yourself? Right? And the angels, the angels want to just drive that one home to you. So having the Page of Swords at the top, I mean, it's a young, unknowing energy, like going in to a situation, not really prepared, but still acting as if one is. And so, and they're trying to save face. So here we have the 4 of discs, which is the Miser card, trying to keep everything close to themselves. So it's kind of like this idea of not knowing all the information, but still carrying on as if you do, just so that no one really knows, and like what knows that you don't know. So you're holding it very close. Okay, or it could be somebody is in this situation towards you. They don't really know what they're talking about, but they're acting like they do. And because of that, you might feel like you have to keep things close because you just don't necessarily trust them. And you can kind of get your spidey sense saying, something is off here. So you're not fully committing to this energy because you feel something is off. So in the 5 of Cups, we have in the reverse, and it's in the love area. So here it could be that we're just not letting go of a past love, a past breakup, and you're holding on to it like longer than you definitely should, and because of that you have missed on opportunities, and you could be missing out on opportunities. Okay. So this is asking you to focus on the positive around you and not the negative, and it's time to let it go, that you've really kind of woven yourself into the situation, even though it's no longer really a part of who you are now. So it's time to really let go of a past emotion, a past person who is no longer serving you, so you can move on. Then we have the King of Wands, and this is in the work situation. So this could be somebody who is exhibiting the energies of a wand. So that's a fire energy. It's, full of spirit, excitement, very entertaining. Wands are Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. And then a Knight of Wands was pulled out too. And then the Justice card. So when we have this, we have 2 people like on the same side, basically, charging through. The Knight of Wands is in support of the King of Wands, and then we have Justice. So they are working together to fulfill a destiny in a way. So this could, and in the work sense here, Aquarius, I still get this kind of feeling that maybe you're kind of like on the outskirts of this. You're watching these people work really, really hard to find, to come to a conclusion, to finish something up, to level things out. But you're not necessarily in this. So I feel like you're kind of like watching all of this happen. And I don't think it's necessarily a negative. I think it's just that you're not really a part of it. But even though you're not a part of it, it is still somehow affecting you mentally. Like you might be thinking like, why wasn't I invited to be a part of this? Why am I not stepping up to be a part of this? And so it might be just kind of gnawing at you a little bit because you're not necessarily in the throes of this. Yeah, because we have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands, and so both of those energies are very quick, very fast, loud, energetic, and I just feel like this is not how you act. This isn't your MO. This isn't, who you are or want to be. So you're a little bit conflicted because you don't necessarily want to be like these people, but you want to participate in whatever it is they're doing. In the we have the 10 of discs in the financial realm. So this is so wonderful. This is like the best card you could possibly get in this position. Okay, so let's start off with, if you are financially unstable, you could get a windfall of some sort, and it could be, through friends or family. You could, win something, but this is the 10 of discs. This is complete happiness and feeling taken care of and settled, and not worrying about any of your finances. So things could be really turning around for you. And remember though, the 10 of discs doesn't just happen because it's willy-nilly, and it doesn't happen out of luck. It happens because you worked towards it. Okay? So if you've been working towards like financial freedom, you're finally starting to, feel the winds of change in that direction. So this is really lovely. No matter if you have money or if you don't, I feel like you will be gaining more and feeling a lot more settled. Then we have the Queen of Swords in health. And I know another sign got the Queen of Swords in this position. So let's just see what she signifies for you in this arena. Okay. So we got the unconscious in reverse. So when we get the unconscious, also known as the Hangman, in reverse, it's lack of awareness. It's lack of self-reflection. It's not being willing to go through the challenges and the pain to rise to a higher level. And so I feel like the Queen of Swords is coming in and slicing that away and saying, nope, it's time now. Now is the time for you to step up and be emotionally, physically, mentally healthy, because we need you. Okay? So the Queen of Swords, she is honest and just, but she doesn't lie. She's very clear about what she needs. And it's always, she can say the things that are hard to say. So, she's basically saying, get your act together in a way, but that's in the Queen of Swords way. She's just cutting through, slicing and dicing, and wanting you to be better for the sake of all around you. Okay, so she's seeing it as a bigger situation, as to like, oh well, you will feel better, Aquarius, if you step up. But she sees it as also, we all will benefit when you're healthy enough to step up. The Queen of Swords could also be your energy too, that you've been, kind of slinking, and you recognize that there is some personal work, energy work that you need to be doing, and now you're saying, I'm done, I'm ready, let's go. So either way, this card is really, a turnaround for you of health. And it can be challenging, but it will be worth it, absolutely. Write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God box, as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. Let me say that one more time. Write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called the God box, as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. So in these situations of kind of like feeling like you're alone and there's no one out there, and like maybe you feel like, and if you're in a relationship, I'm pointing at this card. I'm pointing at the Five of Cups in reverse. If you are in a relationship and you just feel alone and you're kind of focusing on the negative aspects of the relationship instead of the joy of being with your partner and what, that spark that led you to them, write those down and then put them into a space where divinity and spirit can hear you and hear your request and answer it in the way that needs to be answered. If you feel like you're stuck, you can't rise higher, put that in the box. Let Spirit know how you feel, and you will receive guidance.